Hi everyone, this is Dr. Marler. So I'm excited to be working with you all again in this Nursing 5600 project course. So this is obviously our homepage for the course. Under course review, we have the same things that we've seen before in terms of announcements and the course syllabus that I have listed here for you. This fall is a 1 semester hour course. Okay, and you'll be working on this project for the next 3 semesters. So by the end of next summer, you'll have completed 3 semester hours of this Nursing 5600, which is the project course. So you see the course objectives listed here, and some teaching methods and what the Writing Center is. So if you've not used the Writing Center before, I'm going to require that everybody in this course meet with the Writing Center to help them develop their proposal and how we're going to approach writing. This is an excellent resource from the university that gives you one-on-one guidance, really, and approach, and how to organize the content of your papers and what's the grammar. You're going to need to meet with the Writing Center at least every other week. Some of you would benefit, I'm sure, from seeing and hearing a lot of what they discuss and talk about on a weekly basis, especially first off when we start this semester. I personally like the Writing Center. I think they provided such tremendous help for all of us. So again, if you will make your appointments with the Writing Center and then send me a list of the dates and times that you are meeting with them so that we can kick off the semester to a strong start. We have food and security, the rest of the syllabus information you all are very familiar with. All right, so let's begin the course here. You are going to read the course syllabus very carefully, and then look at what the objectives are again, and this gives us some information about what you're going to do in terms of weekly objectives, what your assignments are. Again, send me emails that I will respond to within 48 hours. So the project guideline. What is this project that you're going to be working on? So this is going to be your master's project or your thesis. And this is the description of the project here. And this kind of breaks down the process that we're going to meet. We're going to have 3 semesters to cover this project. All right, so what is the project? So this is an example table of all the different projects that you can do in this course. So pick something that you're interested in, pick something that you're not going to be sick of by the end of next summer, because you put a tremendous amount of time and energy into this project. So it may be an educational offering, okay, and that something that you've looked at clinically that needs to be improved or changed in your clinical environment. Or it could be a thesis, a description of some topic, a review of the literature. You may develop a module, again, learning how to approach education in a clinical setting. So this first box, table 2 down here, just kind of describes the course that you've been through in the last year or so. All right, but really the important piece for us to think about is the second year fall semester. That's where we start forming your projects. This is where we start forming your committees. And this is where you write and defend your project proposal. Defense sounds like a scary word, but it's really an introduction to your committee of what you want to do and how you're going to approach the next few semesters in achieving this project. Okay, so the spring semester, after we've gotten IRB approval, after you've written and defended your project proposal, you're going to go into carrying out your project. What does that really look like? By the end of next summer, though, you're going to have completed all the information, presented it, defended your project, and be able to graduate on time. that summer you're going to provide your deliverables and a formal written report of the project, publication ready manuscript. You may, a deliverable may be that you present your project at an oral presentation, via an oral presentation at a conference. You may present an abstract. It may be some abstract that you present at a conference, either podium or podium, or you may have a poster presentation. There's many different ways that your deliverable can be provided to your faculty member. Again, this is a description more so of the process here for you. And this breaks this part down into the committee memberships and what that really means. Everyone's gonna have a project chair that Dr. Haley will ultimately assign to that faculty member. So what we do, and what I do this first few weeks of this course, is meet with you individually so that we can talk about what you want to do, and I can help facilitate some of those relationships with faculty members who have interests in those areas that you're focused on as well. So not only do you get a content expert as the faculty chair, but also we have another committee member who joins you on that project, and that could be anything from another expert, or it could be a methods person, or it could be a practicing provider, something that someone that may contribute, that is going to contribute to your project. This is the committee membership form here that will be filled out once we have this committee formed, and then your chair will direct most of this work. So this project timeline I've provided here for you, this is tentative. The bolded dates, these are things that these are dates that I really want you to be able to meet, to be on time to progress through these next couple of semesters. By having a rough draft of your proposal by November 8th, submitted here to the course and to your project chair. This gives your project chair time to review, time to work through this project with you, so that we don't get too far and say, we have to kind of take a step back and think about things a little differently. So you don't want to duplicate your efforts. You want to have, a strong proposal going into the spring semester so that you can get your project off the ground, ready and going. Usually by the first part of July of next year, you're going to be presenting your project on our MSN Day that all the faculty will be able to attend, all of your colleagues will be able to attend, and listen to what you've done and how you've implemented a great project. It's really the goal of this course, is to set you up to form a great project. Okay, so obviously getting started, you're going to watch the video that I'm recording right now. In your Nursing 5250 research course, many of you have taken that probably last fall and written a research paper. If you're using that topic, post that here for me so that I have an idea of what you are thinking about doing, and help you with some of the pieces of that paper that you may have already written, and we could go ahead and use that in your proposal. We're not going to use all of that paper, but that'll give us a solid basis in what we can move forward with. If you are changing your topic, then you don't need to submit this assignment. Because I want to hear and see only what you're interested in continuing to do. I've posted a Zoom link here for a synchronous class meeting at 1 o'clock on 8/25. If you're not able to make that class, then I'll record it so that you're able to listen to it at any time. Please, though, send me an email and let me know that you're not going to be able to attend that course, or to attend that meeting. And we're going to be talking about your proposal in terms of what is your problem statement, what's your purpose, what's the significance of all this information, and then giving you opportunity to ask any questions at that time. We're also going to, there's a spot here for you to upload your topic selection. Okay, so this is something that you want to focus on, something that you want to do. It may be an educational offering in, on a nephrology floor to teach people about X, Y, or Z, right? So any of that stuff is open, but submit your topic there. So your purpose, your problem, your purpose, and your significant statements. This is going to be for next week. All right, so we're going to have an area for you to upload some annotated bibliographies that really focus on the significance of your project. What is the problem that you want to address? We'll come up with a title, some catchy title that I assure you will change over the course of the next couple of semesters, but we'll decide on the type of project. What kind of methods do you want to implement in your project? How do you want to achieve what you want to do? What is your theoretical framework that you want to focus on? You guys have already had some educational frameworks that may be pertinent and important for you to use here as well. We're also going to create Google Docs. We're going to use Google Docs to help our colleagues this semester. So once I find out what everyone's topic is going to be, I'm going to assign each of you to, we have 8 people in this class, so you'll be paired up with a colleague that you're going to get to read their Google Docs and read their significance, read their problem statements, read their purposes, and ask clarifying questions. Help each other with this process. It only works if you are really committed to reading their information and really clarifying and asking the question, I really don't understand what you mean by this. Can we write things more clearly, more succinctly? Okay. And we'll be doing that throughout the rest of the semester. So go ahead and create your Google Doc, share it with me, and then I'll tell you who your colleague is that you're going to share it with as well. So by week 3, you need to start looking at and doing your city training modules. This is something that everyone is required to do. If you have not done city training, it's human research education training that everyone has to do and upload their training modules and certificates. Allow about 8 hours or so to do that training if you've not done it already. It can take a long time. I've provided some websites here for you that talk about problem statements and what your significance is, including your annotated bibliographies. For city training, here's the link. And there'll be an area up here that you can either log in or you can register for it if you haven't done it previously. And then it'll bring you to this area. And for me, under my courses, it has and shows all the institutional courses and affiliations that I've done. Make sure you affiliate yourself with App State because it will tell you the courses that you have to take and complete for that city training. This is just a list of everything that I've done. So if you look and then upload those certificates here with additional annotated bibliographies, and these are research articles that focus on your topic. And what this does is not only you're going to upload the annotated bibliographies, you're going to start writing paragraphs and slight description and small descriptions about those articles. So when it comes time for you to put those articles into the background of significance, you'll be able to synthesize the data much more readily than Jones et al. Said X, Y, or Z, or Stevens et al. Said this, and Young said that. That's just telling about the article. What you're going to do is synthesize what these 4 different studies found related to your topic. Okay. Here's the timeline where you're going to submit that to me in terms of how you want to approach your project. What exactly are you going to do? By week 4, we're going to have your committees. We're going to start meeting with your committees. I'm going to meet with you as well as your 2 other committee members. And then ultimately, I'm there as a resource for you, but I will back away and let you and your committee members then develop and run through and continue through the rest of your research. All right. So by weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8, you're going to be writing your project, your proposal. This describes what you're going to do here. By week 5, you're going to add more annotated bibliographies. You're going to upload these into your Google Doc with a short reference or a short paragraph description. Respond to your colleague. And working in Google Docs is a real-time document. Make sure when you're in there that you're under the suggesting area so that you can bring up ideas and recommendations for your colleagues. And it can't just be, I agree with you, right? That's not really helping each other out. So make sure that you substantively provide some information for your colleagues. Here's some guidelines on writing the project proposal and how we get it approved, and then some revisions and things like that can help you throughout the course. There's a discussion board in this last section here that you're going to post some bibliographies here, and then you're going to look at, you're going to get some more feedback from your colleagues. You're going to submit your theoretical framework here, how you want to approach what you're going to do. What are your theories that are going to help inform your project? Your methods and and we're going to pull all of your research together there. And then weeks 9, 10, and 11, you're going to be fine-tuning your project and getting that ready to go and off the ground. All right, and then submitting a rough draft of your proposal. And then by week 16, you're going to actually submit your proposal paper here, and that should be pretty well tuned up. It's not going to be perfect, but it should be pretty well tuned up. You have IRB some resources here, and everybody's going to have to submit an IRB application to App State. Doesn't matter whether it gets exempt or not. Everybody's going to have to submit that. Okay, and then here's some more databases for you, and then some additional resources if you need anything there. So again, I look forward to working with you throughout this semester and developing your project. It's going to be a fun semester. I know it seems a little intimidating, a little daunting, but once you start getting once you really get a good problem statements, that then we can start looking in the literature at what your problem statement is and what's the significance that we're doing these annotated bibliographies. That's really coming up with a significance for what your problem is and why you want to do what you want to do, and then ultimately coming up with your purpose statements. It's a single sentence. I am going to do X, Y, and Z in this certain approach to fix this certain problem or to address this certain problem. Okay, and then how are you going to implement that project, and how are you going to then evaluate your project? So again, please let me know if you have questions. And then for the first couple of weeks, really, I want to meet with you all one-on-one. So if you'll send me some times that you're available, generally Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays work okay for me. I'm going to be on campus on Tuesday and Thursdays teaching, but generally that will work, and we can come up with some time that we sit down one-on-one and really talk about what your project is going to develop and form into. So let me know if you have questions. My email information is over here on the side, and you all have reached out to me before. So please let me know what your questions are, and I'm here to help you learn. All right. Take care. I look forward to seeing you all.